Hello, bonjour, and welcome to your new Bonheur Private Wine video. And yes, this is one of those great times during the year when you receive a new shipment of wine from the club. It's always exciting to find out what is going to be in your box, what are going to be the delights that we found for you, what surprises have we got in store for you. And there are some really nice wines in here, let me spoil it for you. So as you're probably aware, your new wine selection gathers domestic wines this time. We do love to go around the world to find wine gems for you and take you with us, of course, but the US wine scene also deserves plenty of attention from us and from any wine enthusiast. Really, there are so many wonders and sometimes many of them are hidden, and we have found 6 outstanding wines for you. And not only are they outstanding, but also very interesting, and some of them are quite different as well, because of where they come from or who's made them. So in this video, I'm just gonna give you a quick overview of the different wines that you have received here, so you have a bit of a general idea of what awaits you and what you just got. And I'm gonna be making this time individual videos that you'll be able to check out once you're ready to hear the story about each wine. We're gonna be covering where the wine comes from, their backstory, what to pair them with, and how long to cellar each of those for, or not. Most of those can be cellared to some extent. So what have we got here? We've got 5 reds and 1 white wine. All of those wines we've sourced from some of the best vineyard areas all along the west coast. We've tried to highlight different origins, different climates and grapes to really bring you the diversity of flavors, the genuine regional expressions and the stories of all of these different wine countries, those different passionate wineries and winemakers as well. So let's start with the white wine. And yes, this is a Chardonnay, but that's a special Chardonnay right here because it comes from the Sonoma coast, one of the coolest areas in Northern California. So you have not only a generous and complex Chardonnay, which is what we love to see in a Chardonnay from California, but that's one that is also crisp and very vibrant, but it's also very concentrated. So it's not a light, crisp Chardonnay, it's a powerful and generous like we love, but it's also crisp. And it's essentially a handmade craft from a very reputable winery in this area that is called Sojourn. Then you have a fruity and smooth Pinot Noir from up in Oregon and the Chehalem Mountains AVA, in particular in the Willamette Valley. This is a very hilly area, and this particular vineyard is dry farmed. No irrigation is used here. 40-year-old vines, so pretty old vines, sustainable agriculture practices. We might as well. Plenty of very pleasing character to this Pinot Noir, but it also comes with some depth and some spiciness. So this is both a lively and approachable Pinot, yet a very serious one, as you'll see as you taste it. Moving on to this wine that is called the Anarchist Red. Yes, that's the name of the wine. This is a red blend, but with a big majority of Syrah in it. I'll let you watch the video dedicated to it to understand the concept behind the Anarchist Wine Co. But this is a very fruity and spicy red. It's rich and it's quite generous as well, but it's also quite an approachable red, all about the fruit, the spices, the pepperiness, the smoothness on the palate. Really smooth, really a crowd pleaser of a red wine you have here. One to have on hand for everyday life, for when you want a solid but excellent wine to share that is not too overly complicated. While the remainder of the 3 reds that we've got here, we really enter into fascinating territory of very concentrated and captivating wines. First with a Tempranillo wine. Yes, that iconic grape from Spain. We found one that is produced in the United States. So it's made from this iconic Spanish grape, but up in the Washington state, by star wine grower Charles Smith. You may have heard about him if you are into wine. He's a star winemaker in the United States. So a fascinating story behind this wine, and an incredibly clean and precise expression of this Tempranillo grape. Really a bit of an unusual grape for the US, but one that, believe me, works fantastically, superbly well here, probably because of the talent of the winemaker Charles Smith and the K Vintners Winery. This name may ring the bell. It's so famous up in Washington state. So I really love this wine. A bit of Spain grown in the US. Absolutely terrific. And to finish, let me introduce you to 2 fantastic Cabernet Sauvignons, both from California, but one is from the Napa Valley in a classic Napa style that we know and enjoy from the Pigeot winery. What's great here is that it's not only any Napa Cab, but one that is made in the Rutherford area, which you may have heard about, which is one of the most prestigious areas and zones in the Napa Valley. And this Cabernet includes small proportions of other Bordeaux grapes as well, making it almost technically more like a Bordeaux blend than a pure Cabernet, so a more complex and interesting blend than if it was only Cabernet Sauvignon. While the other Cabernet is not from Northern California, but from the Central Coast, rather in the Santa Barbara County. This is an area that is more renowned for Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, but in this particular instance, this comes from a very specific vineyard area that has its own unique microclimate and that is warmer, so it can grow beautifully Cabernet Sauvignon. So this wine that is called La Bomba, understand the Bombe Cabernet by Martellotto winery. We have a very rare expression of Cabernet, extremely dense and generous, yes, with an incredible acidity, as you'll find out, fantastic vibrancy of fruit character, something I'm pretty sure you've never experienced before. I had not experienced something like this, a Cabernet like this one before. Would love to hear what you thought. So a really fascinating tasting journey in this wine selection we have for you. Different styles, different flavors, different fruits, different regions, different spices, different chocolatey, oaky flavors, the whole we have here. The whole of the West Coast in one box. You don't have to stop by at every winery and try all the wines to find the best ones. We've done this and we've done that for you. We're taking you to discover little unique pieces of land that have yielded very interesting wines, thanks to talented winemakers as well that love extracting something special out of these specific vineyards and specific vineyard locations. So I'll let you discover more about each of these individual wines in their respective individual videos. Enjoy your new Bonner Private Wine Partnership domestic wine selection, and I will see you in one of those other wine review videos. See you soon in the wonderful world of wine. Over.